Hey, it's Dave from Sendpush, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you how to connect a custom domain to your Sendpush account. So these beautiful and fast loading share pages that we give you with each and every pass that you create in Sendpush can actually load on your own custom domain than our Sendpush domain. So this is a great way to kind of allow you to white label or have control over the link that you share for your share pages, whether it's for yourself, maybe you're an agency and you're working with clients, you'd want the share page to carry your agency URL rather than Sendpush, obviously. So let me show you how to set this up. It's rather straightforward and easy. So from your Sendpush dashboard, you want to go to the settings area here in your left-hand dashboard. And then once that page loads, you want to make sure that you're on the custom domain tab, right? And let's open up the guide here. Now there's two different ways that you can do this. You can connect what's called an apex or root domain. So for example, I'm going to use the domain davidcalafiore.com, and you can just use that, root domain for your passes. So it would be davidcalafiore.com / share pass, and it just has a unique identifier on the end rather than sendpush.io /share pass. You get the point. So you can use a root domain, or you can use a subdomain. So maybe I want to use davidcalafiore.com, but I want to have share at the beginning of it because maybe I have a website on davidcalafiore.com. Make sense, right? Pretty straightforward. I'm going to use the CNAME or the subdomain process in this example when we show you how to set it up. But this is pretty straightforward overall. Okay, so let's go over to GoDaddy. That's where we're going to set this up. You have to access the DNS settings for your domain, wherever that happens to be. We're going to show you how to do this in GoDaddy. You might be using something else, but overall the process here is very similar. The way it may look may be a little bit different, or some of the way they lay things out might be different, but overall the process is the same. So we're over here in GoDaddy. We're going to click the option to add a new record, right? So again, we're in our DNS management section for our domain. And then I added a new record. And once I did that, it opened up this setup tab for the new record. So let's go back over here into Sendpush. And again, as I said, we're going to use the subdomain option. So type is CNAME, right? We've already created that. Name, we have sub here as an example, but this can be anything that you want. So I'm going to use the word share. So it'll be share.davidcalafiore.com, right? So we're going to come over here. We're going to type in the word share, right? So that's the name, right? And then we got to add the value. So we also have the value for you here too. So just want to copy this exactly, okay? So the value, and we'll paste this in. And then the last thing that we have to do is set the TTL, or time to launch. And what this means is, like, how long will these changes or this record that we're adding, how long will that take to actually update and take effect, right? So I would just set it to whatever the lowest setting is. If you can go to custom, I think GoDaddy here is 600 seconds, which probably is a half hour. But once you've done these three things, make sure I set that to CNAME, right? So CNAME, I've got the name, which I use share, and then I need to let's paste that in again here, paste in the value, right? So now we're going to hit save. I've saved that. Now I'm going to come back into Sendpush. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to type in share.davidcalafiore.com. Make sure we spelled it correctly, and we're going to click to save the domain, and boom, there we go. Now, it depends on what system you're using or what DNS system you're using. Sometimes an extra step is required here, okay? So what we've got to do is actually add one more record. This won't happen for all DNS systems, but ones like GoDaddy currently, they require this. So we need to add one more record over in our DNS. Really simple, kind of similar to what we just did. So we're going to go back To GoDaddy, we have to add a text record, okay? So we're going to go here. We're going to add new record again. We're going to choose a TXT or text record. Again, we got to give it a name here, so let's go back. The name is this underscore Versal. So copy that. Paste it here. Make sure there's no empty spaces or anything, because that will screw things up. So underscore Versal, we'll come back, copy the value. Make sure you copy that exactly. Boom. Add that in, and again, set the TTL to whatever the lowest value is so that change takes place quickly, and then just click to add to save the record. There we go. And now we can come down here and we're basically good to go. We'll save the domain settings. I've already added it, so it's giving me that error. But just know, we will generate an SSL certificate for you. This can take, 5 minutes up to 30 minutes sometimes, depending on your DNS system. The changes in your DNS can take up to 24 hours sometimes. In most cases, they happen in a few minutes. But there are, platforms out there that can take a long time. If you see a security warning in your browser, please wait and refresh your browser. Sometimes clearing your cookies or quitting your browser and then reopening again should get rid of that. You can always kind of test this by taking the link for one of your share passes and trying to open it in an incognito tab, okay? And make sure you remove any existing DNS records that you might have that might conflict. So that is it.